Good day, ladies and gentlemen. Today we have come to the 7 chapters about the classics and then Chinese classics on faith counseling. Chinese classics. As we have mentioned before, there are at least, not at most, at least 7 classics which need to be covered in order to have a full picture about Chinese concept on faith. Now, you may have noticed that we have gone through 8 chapters. 8 chapters. We've gone through 8 chapters about all this because the moral classics, this classic can be or cannot be defined as the classical foundation of faith, because in that, more as you know, as you have seen, the moral classics had very little sense on people faith. So, but it is for fundamental importance, saying that how we can explore the universe, how they reflect on the people or on the nature, how people follow the nature, and then have in order to have well-beings. So it was included in our classical listing. So now we have come nearly to the end of the introduction about the classics, and today we introduce another sister about the faith theory. It was written in East Han Dynasty, not the West Han Dynasty. East Han Dynasty, written by an official called Wang Chung. He was an official of the East Han Dynasty, although not very senior, but he was famous not for his official achievement, but for his writing on a book called 论行, called book 论行. If we try to translate with a sense in English, it means we have to maintain a balanced viewpoint on our faith. So in the West Han Dynasty, there's a spring and autumn classics called 春秋繁露. In that classics, it talked about the integration of sky, ground, and people must follow what's the sky and the ground's indication. But in Wang Chung, he tried to defend, saying that sky and the ground can only provide a lateral condition for you. It's the nature. So whenever happen in the nature, it does not necessarily think about any implication on human affairs. This is his theoretical foundation. However, when he keeps on writing the books, he has come closer and closer to the theory of integration of sky and people, because in many content of his book, just like section 1, section 2, section 3, there are several chapters, and all these chapters talk about people when they were born. They were severely affected by the physical condition of that time, so that he could not amend his life significantly during the period of his living. For example, I give you an example. In the chapters called the significance of life, he has mentioned upon, he say, man has the appearance of longevity, and it was also a method to observe whether you be rich or poor, and they are all reflected from your bodies. And then whether you're long living or whether short lived, your determining factors is from the skies. And they can be reflected through observation of your bodies. If you are short-lived, no matter what you've done, then you cannot live long. And if you are poor, you are born poor and you're determined to be poor, no matter how virtual you are, then you are bound to be poor. So it makes sense. It makes sense that people tend to think that they cannot change too much about their destiny. So when you were born, most of the times you are already determined by the nature significantly. So it is only one of the very, very small paragraph telling you what's the concept of trans people and faith. Okay. So it is only a sample, and it lets you know there's a classics written down telling you details about this, and you have interest, you go for it, and then later on, if you find time, you go for it again for more details. So thank you for watching, and do remember there's a publication called The Wealth Balance, 论行, written by Wang Zhong in East Han Dynasty. Thank you very much. We see you next time.